Egyptian discoveries never fail to intrigue us. Recently, scientists in Egypt discovered strange fossils of massive monsters that lived 98 million years ago. So what do these findings mean to us? Is it the beginning of some unknown mystery that needs to be solved? What do paleontologists have to say about it? Stay tuned to A Secret World to find out. An Egyptian research team found the fossil of a large, meat-eating dinosaur that lived in the Bahia oasis of Egypt's western desert more than 98 million years ago. Bilal Salem, who taught vertebrate paleontology at the American University in Cairo and started the Mansour University Vertebrate Paleontology Center, was in charge of the team. In the past few years, Egyptian teams have made a number of exciting discoveries about the past. In August of last year, a group of paleontologists from Mansour University announced that they had found a species of whale that lived 43 million years ago, but only spent part of its time in the water. And in February, scientists from the universities of Cairo and New Valley found dinosaur footprints that were made 70 million years ago. Now let's get in to know in detail how this discovery was made. When Bilal Salem visited the Bahia oasis for the first time, he felt like he was on holy ground. Salem was retracing the steps taken more than a century earlier by German paleontologist Ernst Stromer, whose team had discovered some of the largest predatory dinosaurs that have ever been found. Salem traveled deep into Egypt's western desert to a sprawling valley dotted with guava and mango farms. Here, Salem was retracing Stromer's footsteps. He explained that he couldn't feel my legs at all. Salem was determined to make his contribution to the sport, even though he was aware of the weight that Stromer's achievements had placed on him. Salem was given the opportunity to shine when he and his co-workers identified a new dinosaur from Bahia based on the characteristics of a single bone. The team worked tirelessly for 2 years to release the specimen from the sedimentary rock and iron that surrounded it when it was discovered in 2016. According to Salem, once the fossil was uncovered, it was clear as day what it was: a vertebra from a theropod. This category encompasses every known carnivorous dinosaur, from velociraptors to T-Rex, and everything in between. Because of the tall and narrow shape of the neural arch, or the ring of bone that held the spinal cord in place, it was determined that the specimen belonged to a minibus-sized theropod known as an abelosaurid, which may have been a scavenger or a hunter of tiny animals. In an article just recently published in Royal Society Open Science, Salem and his co-authors detailed the discovery they made. The new discovery is the most recent addition to a nightmare cast of predators that caused havoc in the oasis about 100 million years ago. Since Stromer's historic expeditions into the valley, Bahia has developed into a paleontological hotspot, producing an unusually large quantity of fossils of massive theropod dinosaurs. The ancient habitat of Bahia was ideal for both the survival of massive predators and the preservation of bones as fossils. And as more information about the geological and ecological history of the region becomes available, scientists are beginning to comprehend the reason why. Stromer was the first paleontologist to carry out fieldwork in the region. Among his discoveries were gigantic theropod dinosaurs known as Carcharodontosaurus and Bahariosaurus. These dinosaurs were comparable in size to their extremely distant cousin, Tyrannosaurus rex. Some of the specimens were very strange, like Spinosaurus, which could swim well and had long jaws and a sail-like structure on its back. At about 50 feet long, it was the largest predatory dinosaur ever found. The findings provided a terrible image of the oasis in its distant past when it was first discovered. Salem refers to it as the realm of death in his commentary. If you were to get away from Bahariosaurus, you would come across either Carcharodontosaurus or Spinosaurus, and every one of them is attempting to eat. Stromer brought the fossils back to Germany with him, but they were lost in a fire that broke out in 1944 as a result of the Allied bombing of Munich. According to Matthew Lamanna, a paleontologist at the Carnegie Museum of Natural History and a co-author of the study, the Bahia dinosaurs went extinct twice in certain ways. However, subsequent discoveries made by other paleontologists have helped to replace part of what was lost and to gain a better understanding of the oasis as it existed during the Cretaceous period. The only remnants of the original specimens are photographs and pictures. Because of its fossil record, Bahia had long been a source of consternation for scientists due to a paradox that is known as Stromer's riddle. There was a plethora of enormous predators, but there appeared to be a dearth of large prey. Where did all of these huge meat-eaters find all of this prey? Lamanna was a member of the team that discovered Retracing Stromer in 2000, which helped provide an answer to the aforementioned topic. The long-necked sauropod measured approximately 85 feet in length, making it one of the longest dinosaurs that have ever existed. Lamanna referred to it as a big hamburger for theropods that were starving at the time. The ecosystem that was able to sustain such enormous animals had very little in common with the oasis that exists in the desert today. Approximately 100 million years ago, this region was a steamy tropical coast, very much like Florida today, but with dense fern forests instead of mangrove swamps. This climate lasted for about 100 million years. The abundance of plant life in the oasis would have helped to maintain healthy populations of herbivores, so guaranteeing that there was a sufficient supply of food for the carnivores that used the oasis as a hunting field. There were other gigantic animals that lived alongside dinosaurs. According to Barbara Grandstaff, a paleontologist at the University of Pennsylvania, the region featured a variety of ecosystems, including both freshwater and saltwater settings. Fish such as the Boetius, which could grow to be as long as 10 feet and had heavy enameled scales, called these environments home. Boetius reached lengths of up to 10 feet. These creatures lived in the same ecosystem as crabs, crocodiles, and giant turtles, and Spinosaurus, the only known aquatic dinosaur, would have hunted them as prey at some point. Some of the fossilized flora and fauna that were discovered in Bahia has also been discovered at other locations, such as the Kem beds in Morocco, which are roughly the same age. However, it appears that Kem had swift-moving streams and rivers, which tore carcasses apart and spread the bones over a large region. As a result, paleontologists were frequently left with only a few fragments to work with. According to Lamanna, what differentiates Bahia from other locations are the relatively complete bones found there. This is most likely due to the slower flow of water through the area. Only a few million years of Bahia's history, dating back to the middle of the Cretaceous, have been preserved in the site's rock layers. According to Lamanna, the oldest rock from Bahia represents a more terrestrial landscape. However, the new layers that have been deposited above it shows increasing evidence of a marine environment. This indicates that a body of water known as the Tethys Sea has been gradually encroaching on the area. Later on, as the Cretaceous period progressed, ancient Africa pushed closer to what is now known as Eurasia. After all, it is almost certain that, in addition to the recently described abelisaurid, there are further monstrosities awaiting discovery in Bahia, which are buried there. So that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more of our incredible videos. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.